Hi, welcome to Breakfast with Zeesy. I'm Zeesy Powers, and today I'm interviewing Boston Rob and members of Parkside. Hi, welcome back to Breakfast with Zeesy. So I'm sitting here, and Boston Rob isn't your real name. In fact, nope. it's not even your nickname. It's
No.
Yeah. So what's the deal with nicknames? Like, what do you usually like to be called?
What do I like to be called?
Yeah.
Trevor.
Trevor? Okay.
Trevor or Jeremy.
Trevor or Jeremy. Okay, so that's a lot.
Or Roger.
Okay, so
or McVie.
We have a lot to go with here.
Norway, you can call me Norway.
Probably Norway. Okay, cool. So no worries. Like, what is up with dudes and nicknames? Like, do you choose the nicknames you're given, or like how do you get them?
No, you can't pick your own nickname. That's not how it works.
No.
No. No, it has to be given to you.
Okay.
I don't know. It has to come naturally.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of cool. I guess that makes sense. It's like it's
it has to flow.
Yeah.
Out of a social situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really where everything comes from. I mean, Little Tiger Chicken and Sergeant Renard, and, you know, they all just came out rocking around. Dirty Dancing Disco Dave Fitzgerald Kennedy Onassis IV.
Hey.
He's no longer with us, unfortunately.
That's a shame. Actually, that's a real shame. Wow. So, like, do you feel like a good nickname is just as valid as like the name you were born with?
I think it's more so because it means something. Mm-hmm. You don't get to pick your name. Your parents picked your name. There's some terrible names out there.
It's true.
I mean, if your parents named you Roy or something, or, I don't know, Gaylord. It just, you didn't pick that.
No, you don't.
Slobodan Milosevic, or, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh my god. Whoa. Well, so it's kind of like a bonding mechanism in a lot of ways, and like identity building.
It brings your group together, that's for sure.
Do you think like a nickname, like when you hear nicknames that you didn't know people had for you, do you think it says more about the people making it up, or more about you?
I don't know if it needs a social stigma like that. I think sometimes it is what it is, and sometimes it can be a reflection of who the person is. Sorry, I got a little bit of bacon right in here.
That's okay.
It shows a little bit about the person who they are and who you are, I think. Most of the time it just is what it is, so.
No, that's true.
People always try and dig too deep, you know? A lot of times there aren't a lot of layers.
It's just what it is.
It's just what's on the surface.
Okay, cool. So like in this moment, you're Norway Trevor, and that's just fine.
That's okay by me.
Okay, cool. Well, Trees, thanks a lot for having breakfast with me. Cheers.
I thought we were going to talk about abortion. That's what Doctor told me.
Oh yeah, that's next. Coming up next, abortion.
I didn't mean to spoil it.
Hey, I'm here with Mark. We're hanging out here. So Mark, like you're a pretty gentle guy, but you also like you're like a dude. Like you could totally pass for a dude. Though. Like, do you find like I'm not a guy, and like I recently learned about this whole thing where like guys are aggressive with each other even if they don't know each other. Like, do you ever feel like you have to take shit from other guys just because they want to start something?
Start something?
Yeah, on the street, just like a guy would like bump into you for no reason.
Well, then you bump into him. If they don't move out of the way on the sidewalk, you give them a little nudge.
Really? That's how that works?
Well, yeah. Don't girls do that?
No.
Girls do worse, yeah.
Well, like girls, I feel like girls are more like vicious with each other, but like that's like such an interesting thing to me, that kind of like physical, like pissing.
With anyone. If you're walking down the street, they're taking up the whole sidewalk. You just gotta
nudge them a little?
Because if you move out of the way, you're like the nothing, right? You gotta make your own path.
Whoa.
Is that jock-like? That's not jock-like.
I don't know.
Is it?
That's totally like completely.
You know what? I just decided this year though. Walking downtown where there's like a million people.
Yeah.
And I realized I'm not gonna be the guy that gets out of the way.
Really?
No.
Whoa, you could put that on like an inspirational poster and sell that, I'm sure. I'm not gonna be the guy who gets out of the way.
And have a picture of me.
Yeah, totally. Holding beer, eating bacon.
Eating bacon?
Yeah.
Holding a beer.
Amazing.
It's kind of jock-like.
Why not? Well, that's super fascinating to me. Like, is it something that's just, yeah, I guess, like that really sums it up. I mean, I guess it doesn't
Done, interview's over. That's all I wanted to know.
Doesn't go deeper than that. But,
it.
like, is it ever, trying? Like, does anybody want to escalate it? Like, Is it like
Not yet.
not yet?
Maybe one day.
Okay, you're lucky. Or are you looking for the escalation? Like, are you looking?
I will run away if it ever happens.
Okay, cool. What?
Scared of the day.
What if he's like smaller than you?
I don't know if that's possible.
No, it's totally possible. What if he's like 5'1"?
I think I'm 5'1". I know. Smaller. Pretty short. I don't know.
Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty rude.
Really?
Talking with your mouth full.
Yeah, I know.
It's your show, I guess.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want.
whatever you want.
It's part of the fun. For me, see, I get out of the way on the sidewalk, but maybe this is my way of like asserting my own path.
You know what? I just decided to do that this year. So maybe you just gotta get to that point where you're like, I'm not gonna move.
The women were bumping into me yesterday. I was in the crowd. There was a caravan. It was really crowded.
Gotta use the elbows.
Yeah, I was a little kind of like shocked when I got an elbow. It was almost like cut to the core.
Stand up. I'm the last person to be saying that.
But maybe you just need to be empowered to do that. Like that's all you need, just to be empowered.
Maybe just like bitter. Just gotta be more bitter. Be like,
Do you think bitterness comes with age?
I don't know. I think it's all depending on the person, right? It depends what's going on with you.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I know people that are not bitter, like Boston Rob. I don't know if I've seen a bitter Boston Rob, a bitter Andrew.
No.
Yeah,
Not way off.
yeah. And they're older than me. No, I'm 2 days older than Andrew.
Hey.
So.
At least you can claim that one.
Big dude.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well, thanks so much for having breakfast with me, and cheers. Hi, I'm sitting here with Andrew, and so Andrew, like we've been talking like this is like I guess like the dude edition of Breakfast with Zeesy, and we've been talking about like I guess like masculinity and things like that. And I know you work with like some pretty high needs young people. So something that's kind of interesting, I guess.
Tie in with masculinity?
Well, yeah, like we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Okay.
Like it's kind of like people debate, you know, like is it cultural or is it like biological? And you work with teenagers who like doesn't matter what kind of teenager you are, like being a teenager sucks.
Right.
So like these kids, do notions of like traditional masculinity affect them at all, or are they operating on like another level entirely?
I think like you see a lot of like the basic instincts in some of these kids. So the ones that are like if you see a teenager that's like developmentally delayed, right? Like they'll for example, like you'll see like aspects of sexuality and how they act, right? But they do it in a much more like almost primal way. Like it's not like obviously they're not gonna go to a bar and like try to pick up a girl or something like that. But it's like you can definitely see that they want like alone time and stuff like that, and you can see that they have sort of the same instincts that like I think a lot of teenage guys have.
So like is it stuff like asserting their dominance, or it's like I guess I'm talking about like the way that like you'll have like the alpha male in a group, or like
Totally.
or like do they play into that? Is that a part of their world?
There's definitely like if you get a group of I think anyone together, you know, whether they have a disability or not, you definitely see like there's the one that might be the bigger one, or like more, you know, maybe more muscular or whatever, or maybe even like develops quicker, right? And yeah, you'll definitely see them like try to take charge, and sometimes even over the adults, you know, like try to the adults are helping them out, try to be like sort of tell them what they want to do and they want to be in charge, right? But you see it, it's cool. You see it in a lot of like non-verbal ways, like body posturing and stuff like that, and sometimes even like grunting, you know.
Whoa, serious, primal indeed.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's not much different than like regular people when you get down to it, like regular people. Yeah.
Well, no, but it shows you that like you know we all get our behaviors from like pretty like things that are already in us, like ingrained in us, you know. That's not from our environment or from stuff that we learn, right?
Yeah. Whoa, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you think like it's working with these kids has changed your perspective on like life in general? Or?
Yeah, definitely, because I think you see things. Like obviously, like there's the cliche that you feel like lucky that you know a lot of these kids don't have a choice, right? Like if they were born with like brain damage or something like that, like they can't really choose that. You know, it's not like a disorder that they even picked up because of like you know the way their parents were, or because of like their environment or whatever. Sorry, but you definitely do see that. I mean, that you're pretty lucky for what you got. You know what I mean?
Whoa,
And
interesting.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for making this crazy breakfast and hosting us all.
It's a manly
Yeah, it's been real
Tabasco, bacon, and eggs.
Yeah, serious. And thanks a lot, and
Cheers.
cheers.